how often do you see great players, whether on TV or at your local club, and they are hitting the ball a long way with what looks like that they're not even trying, yet you are putting everything into it. You feel like you're trying really hard. You even feel a bit rushed in that downswing, and you're not getting any yardage. What I'm going to show you in this video, I'm going to show you how the best players develop this kind of effortless look in their swing. So I'm going to show you how you can create a lovely rhythmical swing. One that doesn't feel rushed. It feels calm, elegant, and smooth. So you've still got that control, but creates effortless distance for you, effortless power. Okay, it's a lovely feeling when you get it. I can't wait to share it with you. Before I do though, if you're new to the channel, for your first lessons of mine, please consider subscribing. I release videos like this one every single week to try and help you improve your game. Plus you never have to remember a thing. Everything we do here, I'll put to a free download practice guide in the description box below. So I'm really excited to share this lesson with you. I just love it because it's so natural. It feels so good. And by the time you've finished, you're going to hopefully get what my students get out of this, which is the feeling like they are not really trying. It doesn't make sense that the ball's going that far with what feels like half the effort they're putting in before. But it does require a bit of practice, okay? So let me start with, there's two steps to this. Let me start with step one. I'm going to show you how to develop that sensation first and how the body moves in a really rhythmical way compared to this kind of way where you get here and it really feels like you're trying really hard, but you're not getting any distance. So where do we start with this? I'm going to grab a bag, okay? Now, if you are regular to my channel, you'll see me use this before, but I'm going to have a few alterations with this. So I've got a bag here that probably weighs around about 10 pounds. You can use a bag of shopping, you can use anything, right? But this for me is one of the simplest things that anybody can do to really feel how to organize their golf swing in such a way that provides rhythm and timing without having to think of lots of body positions and swing positions, right? Then I'll show you how you can transfer this very easily to things like your irons and your driver. So what I do is I grab a bag here and I hold it with my palms facing towards you. And I do actually hold it in my golf stance. So notice this is important. When I stand forward now, you'll notice my arms hanging directly downwards in front of me. Most golfers, without realizing, they're kind of stretched out here, they're stiff. If they were to let their arms hang, they'd be down by their sides. So we put our bodies in a position where our arms can hang very naturally. Now all I'm going to do here now is this. I'm going to get that bag swinging towards you and I want to create some momentum on this backswing like this. And I'm going to do it in a really kind of quick way, create some momentum. Now I'm not swinging this with my arm. This is really important. Most golfers, when they're swinging, they're trying to swing here. That's what feels lots of effort. What I'm doing here, using my legs, I am tossing this bag in a straight line, look, towards you. Now what do you notice with the transition from my backswing to my downswing? It's very calm, isn't it? It's effortless, it's smooth. Why? Watch again, look. Can you see it's like, whoa, whoa. There's a real rhythm to that. Now, what do I normally see with golfers who are putting lots of effort in? They look more like this. Can you see the difference? When you go slow on the way back, all the effort then needs to go on the way through for me to throw this. But when I just create rhythm, like this bag has a life of its own. What else do you notice? I feel like I'm moving a hell of a lot to my right and then to my left. But what do you see on camera? You should probably see my body staying quite central and under control, yet I'm feeling like I'm using pressure to swing right and swing left. So I really feel like I'm dynamic here, which is giving me the feeling that I'm putting lots of effort in. But what you are probably seeing is a rhythmical, effortless motion. When I feel like it's effortless, it actually has no rhythm and therefore no power. So What I want you to do, once you've done that a few times, what I get my students to do, and I often get them to either carry something like this in the boot of their car just before they go. What we're going to do now is we're going to start to get some energy going into your backswing, because when we can get the club swinging away with a bit of momentum, what your body does, it can feel the momentum of the club going this way. So naturally, look, automatically goes forward. This keeps the transition slow and relaxed, and then from here, it throws the club forward. We'll show you what you do with your arms in step 2. But right now, I just want you to help organize the body. Slower players who feel like they're trying really hard, they look more like this. They swing to the backswing, almost like they're stopping, and then they just heave it on the way through. They really rush their downswing. But here, notice this. There is no rush. You can see it's like a 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. It's like a speedy on the way back, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, versus 1 or more, 1, 2. That would be another way of looking at it, right? So we're trying to sense that rhythm. Grab something heavy, get that sensation, and then begin to alternate between throwing the bag and a golf club. And what I'll often do with players to start with, I'll say, don't worry about the follow through. To start off with, let's just focus on getting the arm hang here, so we're not stood like this, forcing this position. We'll let our arms hang. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the bag, imagine throwing the bag or this golf club directly towards you. Now I really feel I have to get my legs kind of ready, and I'm dynamic to do that. And you'll see with the players, they'll see them often moving. They are dynamically moving this club away, but on camera, it just looks beautifully smooth and effortless, okay? So, feel that momentum, and I'm really 1, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. It's not 1, 2. That is a very different rhythm. So let's start with an iron, and then we'll move to a driver, and then we'll move to step 2. This is stage 1 in getting that rhythm. I'll just move that bag actually while we do this. Okay, so get myself set. I notice this, I can't stay static here. I'm going to have to really feel like I'm going to get some momentum into this golf club in this direction, not around here, up there, just right back towards you. And notice it wasn't swaying, was it? There. Let's get some momentum straight back in that direction. Beautifully simple. Now watch this here. Comfortably, 91.2 mile an hour clubhead speed. Did that look quick to you? I don't feel, but I feel there's some energy in that golf swing there when I got that club going back. It wasn't, come on Danny, it's nice and controlled, back like this. There's always instinct, there's always energy going into the golf swing. I need you to feel that. So, quickly go back to the bag. Get ourselves set. I'll get people on the car park doing this for the round. So you go, create that swing first. Can you create momentum? Feel what your body's doing in the lower body. I'm not doing this with my arms. They're very passive. Throw it. Once you've done that bit, you almost get the downswing look for free. 1, 2. And you'll notice, look, on the way down, when I throw this bag forward, is my head going this way? No, that's the biggest killer of speed. This bag naturally doesn't, you'll never do it. You'll always technically look so much better when you throw a bag. Because look, 1, as I throw this bag here, I hang on to the bag, I let the club, in reality, fly miles through, and what I'm doing is, I'm increasing the speed of the head while I naturally stay back here, versus this way. 1, that's the rush swings. That's when you feel like you're putting loads of energy in here. Here, swing the bag here, our body reacts, and then as I'm coming through, look, it goes forward, and then I swing it through. Notice this, my head naturally stays back here, which allows the club to speed up, and that's what gives that silky smooth, effortless looking motion. So I get myself set, nice and dynamic in my legs. There's the bag, swing that bag away. 1 and 2. Simple as that, okay? 92.4 miles an hour now worth of club head speed. So once you've got that sensation, and by the way, it takes practice this. Develop it, be patient with it, but just really see what the bag's one of the greatest training aids you can get out there, and it's free, just a bag of shopping will do. Now, a lot of students, when they do this, they still want to understand how to control the club face. So what I'll then do, and this is, again, a super, super simple thing you could do even before a golf shot on the golf course. Hold the club out in one hand. We'll do both hands in a second, but just in my trail hand here. And as I'm getting myself set up, notice how there's a little bit of shaft lean. Just move this out the way so you can see. There's a little bit of shaft lean, and you'll notice my trail elbow is just kind of almost like I'm giving plug to you here. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to let the club swing back over my trail shoulder, and then all I'm going to do now is just imagine the club just falling back down to return back to that place there. So it's 1, 2. Now, as I do this, notice this. I feel the club head always stays, look, behind my hands very naturally because of my intention to bring the club back to there. If I was to do what most people do, let's say come over the top, that's just a completely different position. If I'm somebody who, in a sense, casts the club, that's going to be me flicking it here. I'm in completely the wrong position too. So here it's just a simple drill. Get myself set here, handle slightly ahead, elbow in position, swing back. I feel the club just fall down. There, and that's a simple practice swing that I could do each time. I really feel the club naturally, as a byproduct of my intention to get back to here, would never in a million years go this way. It stays behind my hands and falls down. I do exactly the same here with my lead side look. My arm is just hanging down in front of me here, and all I'm going to do, look, is sling the club back now towards you, sling it back with that momentum we've just worked on, and I'm back into impact here. And notice as I do this, notice here, look, how I'm slinging the club. My body doesn't go like this or like this. All I'm doing, the arm's hanging, I sling momentum, I get back to that impact position here. Where's my left shoulder naturally going? It goes up because I'm slinging the club this direction. My body naturally stays more centered because I am swinging the weight of a golf club, just like we do with a bag. So now we hold both hands on the golf club, and to start with, it just feels like a very long putt, where I'm slinging it back, straight back here, and through. 1, 2. And you'll notice my body's naturally turning without me even trying to turn it, because it has to do, right? So again, done my rehearsals, create some momentum. 1, 2. Let's I'll calm this one down. I'll really smooth this up, but I'm really feel a dynamism here. This instinctively happens because of my intention to really get some energy into the backswing. The more energy I create here, the more smoother that transition becomes in the downswing. Very, very natural. Don't know what it look like to you, but again, I feel like I've got a lot of energy going into that golf club there. I feel like there's some energy in my feet, traveling that away, but I bet it looks really, really smooth. So that is how I create rhythm in the golf swing. Use a simple training aid like that, create that sensation. And then what we'll do is I'll show you how this works with a driver next week. But in the meantime, I also use tools like towels as well to kind of help create this motion here. Check this video out right here to do this. This is one of the most important things you can do. It feels great if you're willing to put in the time and patience to create that rhythm in your golf swing. It feels like you're giving up control when you do this. This is really important. That's what a lot of students say. But you get control back in abundance. The more you try to control the club, the less power you have, and actually the less control you actually have on the golf club. All right. So if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, maybe share it with one of your friends. Check this video out right here with the towel, and join me next week where I'll show you how this works with a driver too. But until next week, have a wonderful golfing week.